Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Think Now Network. Thank you for being patient with me in my absence. This is Jesse Swift once again, and I can't breathe in that mask. So it's good to see you guys. Sorry I've been a little absent. I'm kind of exploring all the different avenues of how to best get information out for you guys to see what I enjoy the most, what's the most simple thing to do, what requires maybe the most minimal effort with as many things as I have going on right now. You may notice I just finished up a move. Got new scenery, new background. I have my very own apartment now. Moved out of mommy and daddy's house. So, yeah, right now we just got the one of many posters that I own thrown up as background here. And as most of you guys know, I'm a DC fanboy. Um, and you've probably also seen that I've been working on doing the Fan Splash podcast with my good buddy Tyler Hall, and we've been working on that together. And it's been really fun so far. This week we were not able to get together, so I'm going to try to go through some of the weekly news and updates and things that have happened this week and share it with you guys. And without further ado, let's just get down to it. So, any of you Star Wars fans are probably pretty excited right now. I know there's some people out there that are a little bit confused because, yes, the Star Wars Episode 8, no, not Episode 8, Star Wars Rogue One trailer has officially landed, and it is awesome. Now, there's a lot of casual fans out there that were expecting that the next Star Wars would, one, be farther away, and two, would be Episode 8. But as some of us that are a little bit more into the nerdy world and into the Star Wars universe, we know that Rogue One is a movie coming out that takes place actually before Episode 4, A New Hope. And what the movie consists of is the group of rebels that were responsible for, basically they were spies that got the Death Star plans for the rebellion in order to, basically help Leia and Luke in The New Hope take out the Death Star. And I think it's a really interesting story. They're doing another spin-off of the young Han Solo that I'm a little less interested in, but this movie looks really cool. So, without further ado, pardon me, let's kind of analyze the trailer and go through it. So it starts out, and we're introduced to Felicity Jones's character, and you may recognize her from Amazing Spider-Man 2 or The Theory of Everything, and her name in this film is Jyn Erso. Now, I don't know about you, I've never heard that name before. I believe it's a new character for the new cinematic universe moving forward, and I don't think she's in the expanded universe, any video games, older movies, anything like that. And they're basically going down a rap sheet, saying that she's wanted for just a variety of different things. It kind of reminds me of Guardians of the Galaxy when they're saying all the offenses that Chris Pratt and Zoe Saldana and all the characters were guilty of, and so they kind of follow that theme. And then Felicity Jones, kind of smartass like, says, "Well, this is a rebellion, isn't it? I rebel." And people are going back and forth on whether they like that comment, whether they think it's kind of clever, whether they think it's stupid. I'm in the middle. It worked. It didn't bother me. I just kind of moved on through the trailer. Now, for this movie, they got the director Gareth Edwards, who is known for doing smaller movies like Monster, but then he also did Godzilla a couple years ago. Now, Godzilla is a movie that I think had flaws, but it was also, the way it was presented was immaculate. It was one of my favorite movies to ever see in 3D, and I think it's a good choice for doing scale. I don't know how well he handles characters, really. I don't think he did them that great in Godzilla, but I'll be interested to see what he does with this cast. Now, also being brought on is Donnie Yen, famous from the Ip Man franchise, and also Flashpoint and various other foreign films. He's a huge star overseas, and it's really great to finally see him kind of make a big entrance in an American movie. He was in Blade 2, but it was a really small part, so hopefully he gets to do more here. And from my understanding, he's actually blind, so he's like a blind swordsman, kind of like the old samurai legend, which I think is very cool. And then the trailer really kicks off when the Imperial alarm goes off, just like whirr, whirr, and it totally throws you back to when they're on the Death Star back in the original trilogy. And there's lots of little Easter eggs here that you got to keep your eyes peeled. Now, it's been confirmed that Darth Vader will play a role in this movie. I don't believe we saw him in the trailer. We do see a dark, cloaked figure walking into a room where they have Imperial guards, which usually only accompany the Emperor. Is that the Emperor? It could be. The cloak didn't seem quite to fit. I think maybe it's a new character, some kind of Sith apprentice or something like that, or maybe an Inquisitor like we've seen on Star Wars Rebels, so it'd be interesting to see that. But by far my favorite shot of the entire trailer is when they really put the war into Star Wars. You see the rebels running the front line on the beach, and you see giant, not AT-ATs, I call them, they're AT-ATs, you know. They're huge. They're, you know, like hundreds of feet tall. And you see them looking up there, and they're just picking off all the rebels off the beach, just pew, 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 pew. And they're massive. And I think, you know, it's the first time we've seen real, like, not claymation, but like CGI AT-ATs, and just that scale is really, again, super cool. Then again, we're introduced to, we see Mon Mothma. I hope I'm getting that name right. I'm not a huge Star Wars nerd, but she was from Return of the Jedi. She was one of the leaders of the rebellion, in the one that helped plan the attack and everything like that. It's really cool to see her again, and they actually got the actress that was originally from. She played the same character in Revenge of the Sith, but it was deleted out of the movie, so it's in the deleted scenes. You can see her, and she does a really great job of, you know, being Mothma. Sorry, I don't know. I still don't know if I'm getting that name right. And then we get a really high caliber actor in Forrest Whitaker, which almost takes me out of the movie for a second, because when you see him, no matter what he's saying, how great he looks and sounds, like, that's Forrest Whitaker. But the armor he has is really cool. It looks like something you'd see on like Diablo or Dark Souls or one of those like RPG kind of games or something like that. And I'm looking forward to see who his character is. And we don't get much of a sense of what he does. I've heard that he might be a bounty hunter, which would be kind of interesting. It'd be also cool if they could maybe throw a small appearance of Boba Fett or something in there, like it's a bounty hunters guild or something. So I like that. And then the trailer ends with, you know, what will you become if you get caught? And she turns towards the camera. She's wearing Imperial Guard, and everyone's like, "Oh, spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! They're saying that she turns evil." I don't think that's the case. And that's like if you would have seen the trailer for A New Hope and said that Han Solo and Luke Skywalker turned to the dark side because they're wearing clone trooper armor. I think that she is a spy and she's going undercover. Anyways, I think the trailer looks really cool. Much like the first trailer for The Force Awakens, it got my attention. I'm looking forward to the first full trailer. That was just a teaser. I'd like to know what you guys think, so please share that down below. I've been talking with several friends. I think everyone's pretty excited about it. And it's cool to see another leading lady in the Star Wars universe. So now let's move on past Rogue One, and I want to get into something that hasn't happened yet, but is going to happen this weekend, which is the MTV Movie Awards. Now, I'm probably not going to watch it. I'm not a big MTV fan, but here's some reasons why maybe you should. I'll probably wait till right after the showing to see, but pardon me. They will be showing the first actual clips from Captain America Civil War, as well as Suicide Squad. Now, I'm not sure which one I'm more excited to see a clip from. I think overall I might be more excited for Suicide Squad, but I don't know what to expect either. It could really be anything. I don't think they'll show us a Spider-Man clip for Civil War. I'm hoping that they actually give us a little more insight or some more action of Black Panther. I feel like this is going to be a dialogue scene that'll probably help really set up the movie even more than the trailers have been able to do. So don't get your hopes up too high, but I think it'll still be great to see everybody coming back for the next installment in the Marvel Universe. So I'm pretty excited about that. For Suicide Squad, you know, that's almost even more of a mystery, because this is one movie where, like, more than anything, I don't know what to expect. This is DC's first kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy, but darker, more violent, edgier. I hate using those terms, but it's got grit to it, and it looks exciting and fun. And I had some people say that they think the movie should be rated R. I think it could have been R, but I think it's going to be handled really well. Looking forward to the cast: Margot Robbie, Jared Leto. I think that Jai Courtney was made to be Captain Boomerang, so it's cool that they finally got him a role that makes him look good. And I hope it's a Joker scene. I think maybe it will be a Joker scene, because there's still some people hesitant on the casting of Jared Leto, and people have been clamoring for more of them after the trailers. So that would be really cool to see. But the new footage and things to look at doesn't end there. For MTV Movie Awards, it does. However, on Tuesday, on Jimmy Kimmel, we are going to get the first trailer for Marvel's Doctor Strange. Now, before I get into that, I have to say, why does Kimmel get all these exclusives? Kimmel premiered the second Batman v Superman trailer, or maybe it was the third, I'm not exactly sure. But then he also premiered the first Civil War trailer. Maybe it's the second. I'm getting them confused. He premiered a Batman v Superman trailer and a Civil War trailer. And the Civil War one makes sense because he's on ABC and Disney owns ABC and Marvel. So, but he's getting the premieres for all these trailers, which is very cool. Maybe I'll tune in, maybe I'll wait and just hover over my phone until they release it online. But I am so excited for Doctor Strange, and I'm constantly trying to convince my friends why they should be excited for Doctor Strange. Now, Marvel has dealt with, gods and kind of magic, but they say that Thor and Loki come from a world where magic and science is kind of the same. None of that BS with Doctor Strange. This is magic. This is dimension hopping. This is spell casting and saying ridiculous names and having like the amulet of Agamotto, I think, and the Ancient One, and all these really cool characters. Now, I really like Doctor Strange's origin story. For those of you that don't know, Doctor Strange was a brilliant surgeon, but he was a bit of an ass, and he got in a really bad car accident, mangled his hands, and spent all of his life earnings trying to find a way to fix his hands so that he could be a surgeon once again. And he just kept failing and failing and failing, and then eventually he was sent off to Tibet to meet the Ancient One. And long story short, he learned magic from the Ancient One, and then over time became the Sorcerer Supreme, who was basically one of the most overpowered characters in the Marvel Universe. But when they announced that they were going to do Doctor Strange, I was like, please cast Benedict Cumberbatch. I had just not that long ago seen Star Trek Into Darkness. I really liked it. I'm constantly watching the Sherlock show. I think it's phenomenal. If you're not watching it, you definitely should be. And they said Joaquin Phoenix is in talks to be Doctor Strange. I was like, okay, that's a good choice. I would rather have Benedict Cumberbatch. A couple months later, it says Joaquin Phoenix drops out because he's not comfortable signing a multi-picture deal with Marvel. Well, that's your loss. I wonder who they're going to get now. And then, boom, mic drop. Benedict Cumberbatch. Could not be more perfect casting. It took a long time before we heard anything else. Slowly, a little bit more casting news came out. We saw our first pictures of Doctor Strange. And my God, if you don't know what Doctor Strange looks like in the comics, look it up and then look at these pictures from Empire Magazine and Entertainment Weekly. And he is perfect. And there's been some really cool set photos coming out. Mads Mikkelsen is the villain. Rachel McAdams is in there as a love interest. And then you have Tilda Swinton, who's a very, very talented actress. She's from Narnia, Constantine, and a few other things. But she will be playing the Ancient One, so they're doing a little bit of gender bending. I think that's fine. There's no reason that an Ancient One should be a girl or a boy for any particular reason. And also, probably going to butcher this name, but Chiwetel Ejiofor, hope I'm getting that right. He was in The Martian, Serenity, and he's a really, really talented actor. He might have been in, was it 12 Years a Slave? I think that's the name of the movie. But he's awesome. I think he's won a couple awards recently. But Baron Mordo is used to be kind of a rival of Doctor Strange's from under the Ancient One. And a lot of jealousy grows when Doctor Strange becomes the Sorcerer Supreme. They become enemies over time. It's kind of like Sinestro in the Green Lantern Corps, originally a good guy, but then turns. But from what I've seen from this movie, it looks like he's not going to turn in this movie, and if he does, it's going to be at the very end. Anyways, with all that being said, what am I looking forward to seeing in the trailer? I'm sure they don't have all their special effects ready because it's the first kind of look at Doctor Strange, but I definitely want to see what magic looks like in this universe. I'd like to see a glimpse of the astral plane and Doctor Strange going out of body, dealing with all the dimensions. I want to see demons. And speaking of demons, the director Scott Derrickson, who did Sinister, which a lot of people really enjoyed that movie, and it is a creepy, creepy movie. So I want to see what Scott Derrickson does with this character and what magic looks like in his world. I would like to see Stephen Strange before he becomes Doctor Strange. I want to see a little bit of the surgeon. I want to see if they're making Benedict Cumberbatch do an American accent, which I've only seen him do once or twice, which would also be pretty cool. But yeah, I hope you guys are excited for it. I hope you're looking forward to it. I'll definitely be making a video next week to talk about the Doctor Strange trailer. And so I want to move on to one of the next things that came out this week is some of the final character posters for XMen Apocalypse. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm not the hugest fan of the X-Men movies, but I'm a huge fan of X-Men in general. And it's nice to see that in these character posters, Beast's makeup, it looks the best that it's been so far. It still could use a little bit of work. A lot of them are really bland. Jean Grey's isn't anything special. Quicksilver, they just put like a little silver streak effect on his picture, but they're all like close-up face pictures. Magneto's looks pretty cool. Xavier's looks pretty cool. I think pretty cool and decent sums up most of these pictures. Cyclops is actually, it's pretty cool. I think Nightcrawler's makeup, I don't know if it's the actor with makeup, whatever, but ever since they cast this person, every picture that's come out of Nightcrawler looks strange and abnormal to me, and hopefully it comes across better in the movie. So, feel free to look up those posters. I'd like to know what you guys think of the posters. Are you excited to see XMen Apocalypse? Do you want this to be the final installment? I think Bryan Singer said he's doing another one after this. I would prefer that they call it after this one, maybe reboot the franchise. I'd like to see a new director take up the helm of X-Men and maybe do some different things with it, because so far they haven't been very faithful to the comics and they've done a lot of things that I haven't really agreed with. But I'd like to know your guys' takes, so please share that down below, and then let's move on to the next topic. Alright, so I don't know how many of you out there are Batman v Superman fans. I thought it was a pretty good movie, but there's a little bit of news that came out about the DCEU, and some people heard this wrong or misunderstood it. Wonder Woman is being pushed up, which means it's happening sooner. We're getting Wonder Woman a full 2 weeks earlier, I believe, which actually shows confidence. They are ready to lock in a really great summer date, and they're confident in their project. A lot of people think that they pushed it back because Wonder Woman needs more work or something. We're getting it sooner. So get that out of your head. Are you guys excited to see Wonder Woman? Did you like Gal Gadot in the movie? I thought she was fine. She was serviceable. I'm not sure if she can carry her own movie. I'm really excited to see Chris Pine play Steve Trevor, which is Wonder Woman's love interest. He's a soldier from the World War One. And it'll be awesome to see World War I soldiers and Amazonians interact and then really get an inside look at Themyscira and Wonder Woman's world and what it was that happened that kept her away from man's world for 100 years. On top of that news, DC also announced, everyone thinks that DC's scared, they're going to start pulling movies and all these things, but not true. DC announced in, October 5th, 2018, and November 1st, 2019, 2 more untitled DC films. So a lot of us are speculating on what those DC films could be. Now, we've had several things already announced. Aquaman, Flash, Cyborg, Shazam, which I'm not sure if it's still going to happen, Green Lantern, the Justice League movies. So I would be curious what you guys think is going to be one of those films. Now, the popular opinion that at least one of those has got to be a solo Batman movie, and I think the sooner the better. You get Ben Affleck on there directing, maybe have Jeff Johns helping produce or write the script. I think that's a perfect team. Ben Affleck was easily the best thing about Batman vs. Superman. And I think that they all realize that. That's been the most well-received aspect of the film. And they will probably do that sooner than later. And I think that the October 5th, 2018 slot belongs to Batman. Now, for the 2019 slot in November, that's up for discussion. There is a million things that it could be. It could be a sequel to something that's already planned, like a Suicide Squad 2. There's rumors that it could be Lobo because they've spoken about Lobo several times. Maybe they pull Shazam and take The Rock from being Black Adam, make him Lobo. I don't know. I don't really want to see a Lobo movie. I don't think they're going to do a Lobo movie. Lobo's kind of like DC's Deadpool to a certain degree, and I just don't think they're confident enough. After they smashed 2 of their most popular characters together, the movie didn't do as they had hoped. I don't think they're really confident in pulling something from like the lower grade DC characters and making a movie out of it. But that's just my thoughts. Maybe you guys disagree with me, and please let me know if you do. But there's a couple things that I would want to see, and I'm not sure if any of them would be what's going to happen. And this would contradict what I just said, but I think that they should do a Justice League Dark movie. They've been off and on working on the project for a very long time. Guillermo del Toro has been attached several times. There was even some rumored casting for the movie, like Colin Farrell playing John Constantine, which would be phenomenal casting if they can't get the guy from the TV show Matt Ryan, who did a great job as Constantine, and then maybe like Ron Perlman as the Swamp Thing or something like that. It would be very, very cool to see. It's kind of like, it's like the magic side of the DC universe. And then I'm not really sure what else they could do if they did a Man of Steel 2. That could be interesting. There's a lot of different characters that they could try to introduce. I don't think Martian Manhunter needs his own movie. So I'm curious what you guys think could be the 2019 film. Last bit of Warner Brothers DC news. So they announced that, and again, people are, because they're so ready to hate on DC, they're misreading this. What DC said was that, or what Warner Brothers said, excuse me, is they're planning to make less movies that are homegrown. People thought that this means that they're going to make less comic movies and they're going to cut back on those movies. The exact opposite. They're expanding their DC universe and they're putting more focus into comic book films and franchises, things like the Harry Potter universe, like Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the DC EU, MTV Superman, Suicide Squad, stuff like that. Just already existing franchises, which a lot of people say shows a lack of creativity, but I think there's a lot of creativity that can be drawn from the comic book universe in these worlds. And there's a lot of other studios out there putting out original content. So if they want to cut back a little bit on original content, that doesn't bother me. We will always have lots of independent films. And if you guys want to see more independent films, then go to the theater more often. Support these smaller films. Because right now, all the studios is seeing is dollar signs in green, and they're going to continue making whatever makes the most money. So you vote with your spending dollar who you want to succeed in business. So get out there and watch the smaller films. Now, the last topic, it's only a little over 20 minutes. I'm surprised we're getting through these so fast. So I hope all of you were huge fans of Kingsman. Kingsman: The Secret Service was a movie that I had a low bar set, and I saw it kind of out of curiosity. I was told it was a comic book movie, and it had the director Matthew Vaughn from First Class, which is still my favorite X-Men movie. And so I was curious. It looked kind of like a teeny bopper, Hunger Games, young adult film. And it wasn't until almost going into the film I saw that it's rated R. And I was like, how could this possibly be rated R? And then for those of you who've seen the movie, you know exactly how it's rated R. And I thought the movie was really fun. I give it a strong 8 out of 10. And I'm looking forward to seeing the sequel, which is called Kingsman and the Golden Circle, I believe. And I don't want to spoil anything about the movie, but there is a character that is teased in they released. The story is they released the first official poster for Kingsman, the Golden Circle, with Julianne Moore and Halle Berry coming on. And there's a character who something happened to in the first movie, and it's strongly hinted that he might be coming back in this film. So go check out the poster, see what you think. Would you be excited for them to bring back this character? Do you think it would be a little cheap to have him back? I'm curious to see the movie and see how it plays out. And I think it should be a lot of fun. And this is the only sequel that Matthew Vaughn has ever returned to do. So he's got that much faith and pride and interest in the project. So I think that's a really good vote of confidence. And that wraps up the movie news for this week. So I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. And I really, again, I want to hear your thoughts on all these movie stories. So please share them down below. Message me, text me, whatever you got to do. Love to hear from you. And until next week, may the film be with you. Always.